Thank you, Azhar. And the next speaker, here comes the two person is going to share the stage. The speech is going to deliver on ACB, Advanced Communication Bronze, on communication on video. Toastmaster Thomas sir is going to play as a guest, and Toastmaster Dileep is going to play as a role as host. Before inviting the speakers, I call upon the evaluator Toastmaster Alex to read out the subjectives.
Thanks, Modi, and this is a different manual, and the different manual for the advanced speakers also. It is communicating on video, so I'll just give a little preamble of what it is. So it says each of the advanced manual in the series assumes you already know the basics of speech, organization, voice, gestures, but not necessarily that your skills are fully developed. So in this particular project, we are, or rather they are going to discuss on communication on TV. So 2 speeches by each one person will be on the interview show. So the objectives are to understand the dynamics of an interview or a talk show, to prepare for the questions that may be asked, that may be asked of you during an interview program, to present a positive image on camera, to appear as a guest on a simulated video talk show. This is the interview show, which will be played by Thomas sir. And Dileep will be the host. So the project number 3, when you are a host, so he will be evaluated on the objectives like to conduct a successful interview, to understand the dynamics of a successful interview or a talk show, to prepare questions to ask during the interview program, to present a positive, confident image on camera. So the time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes, and for my evaluation, I need 5 to 7 minutes as well.
Without any delay, let's invite Thomas sir and Toastmaster Dileep to the stage. Topic is career guidance. Career guidance.
When this happens, just put us both in the frame. We'll be seated on the
Good morning, viewers. Welcome to Medley TV, the program Youth Icon, episode 2. In today's episode, we have a person who is not young, but who is very enthusiastic of what he does. Today's episode, we are trying to take Youth Icon to the next level by discussing on the most important topic which is in every one of your mind. The topic on what career to choose, how to make a career move, and how to be successful in that. Join me in welcoming Toastmaster Thomas G. Abraham, who is a subject matter expert, who has 360 degrees experience for the past 3 decades in communication with focus on branding and training people across the globe. Thank you so much, Thomas, for being on the show. It's my pleasure. To start off the show, Thomas, could you just tell us what's the reason behind taking a career in communication and moreover in branding?
Thank you, Dileep, for having me. To start off, I must say that I thought I always loved self-expression, be it in the form of writing, speaking, drawing, painting, sports and games. So I always hoped I would have a career whether my strengths would have full play. As it turned out, when it came for my picking up a job, it wasn't a case of people choosing a job. It was people grabbing whatever they would get. It was more like going to the central station and getting in the general compartment, hoping you would get a seat. So, after my post-graduation in English, a lecturer's job was the most natural thing to happen. I loved it, but then a bank officer's job had prestige, career options, and pay. So I applied. And the first bank to call me, I was so fortunate that the chairman of that bank decided to interview officers, never done, at least the 20 of us, top 20 of us. So when my chance came, I said, sir, please give me advertising. He asked me why. So I showed whatever I could, and I said, after all, I'm on probation. If I don't measure up, you can send me home, not in so many words. I said this with the bravado of a 21-year-old. Maybe I had a slightly inflated self-image. That's how I landed in advertising. Then, around the turn of the century, I waded into branding. At a time when branding waded into India's corporate world, when people realized the profitability enhancement potential of branding. That's how I landed in this.
Thank you so much. Thomas, we had an opinion poll happening simultaneously when the program is happening. So the most important question and the most question people asked was, what's something which people have to move or switch a career? What's something which people need to switch a career in order to pursue their passion? Should people switch their career in order to pursue their passion? Is it right or wrong? Please give us some insights on this.
Brilliant. I'm aware that I'm talking to a predominantly bachelor crowd, so I must be careful. Let me say this. Please don't approach a new job like approaching a blind date. Approach it more like a marriage. Assess your strengths and weaknesses, your passion, your destination, and then make your choice. Even then, one could make a mistake. If that happens, don't ever continue to be a square peg in a round hole. Yet, don't switch instinctively, blindly. Hang on, take a breath. Be even more cautious and more conscious when doing a switch. Again, don't be a rolling stone. A rolling stone gathers no gratuity. Once you reach your right destination, then things happen. You will start enjoying your work. People will notice that. You would like to do better. Then you will bring out the best in you. Excellence will follow. Then results. Then euphoria. Then you will be on a high. Go along. Make sure you stay relevant. You qualify yourself. You are always in demand. That you are wooed. That's my.
Thank you so much. You remember me of my blind date future failure. To go in the conclusion to close the interview. So there is one question which I wanted to ask as a person and on behalf of audience. What is one good career advice which you would suggest the youth who are entering into the career, the experienced people who are already in the careers? What is one advice which changed your career as such? Could you give us some insights on that?
A single formula for a difficult thing is difficult. Nevertheless, once you're in the right spot, then details are required. The devil is in the details, so is success. Rather be a fanatic with checklist than court disaster. Organizations dislike nasty surprises. One suggestion: use your subconscious. The hyperactive conscious mind doesn't see things as much as the subconscious, with all its time and leisure, does. Again, subconscious is a fantastic depository of wisdom that you don't see. It is a distillery that brings out lovely answers for somebody who's in the writing skill, as a writing job, beautiful flowing text out of confusing ideas that you put into it. It is also an incubator of solutions. It is distilled solutions that you get. So I bank a lot on the subconscious. I hinted this already. Keep money out of the equation. 10K. How much is 10K in your life's earnings? It is small chiller. So keep aside that. More importantly, grab all learning opportunities. In my second job in the bank, it is a fact, and no offense here, I had 3 lady colleagues, which meant, not bad, but which meant all the late night jobs, printing supervision, it was always tops. Any trip at less than a day's notice, anywhere in India, there's always doubts. In the process, I learned. I learned printing. I've soiled my hands doing silk screen printing, no problem. Typography, photography, film editing, whatever. The works. It helped me. It even helped me land my second, third dream job in Bangalore, because I could do the calculation for the costing of a brochure that it was shown at the interview better than anybody else. So, your lifetime, your actual hands-on experience is like a swift knife. Every bit of it will come in useful to you, never know when. Lastly, friends, a dawn also let me add. I mentioned to you about not being in the wrong place for long. If your self-respect or your conscience protests, don't stay on that job. I've quit on more than one occasion, despite good salaries, but I've never regretted. Remember, self-confidence and conscience. There is nothing bigger than both these. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Thomas, for your That's it for the show. This is Dileep Krishna signing off. See you in the next week. Bye.